Hello, everyone. Now it says I'm live, but I can't see the comments this way. So I'm going into my Facebook group and I'll go from there because then I can see it. Oh, it doesn't say I'm there. Oh, there I am. Jeez. Oh. All right. Got it going. Now I can see it. Yes. I always have trouble with that, getting it set up. Hi, Barb. How are you today? I didn't have anybody vote on what colors you wanted to use, so I made an executive decision, and I chose Mary Merlot. So I'll be putting up another one for next week, so make sure you tell me what color you want me to do for color combinations. I like giving you ideas and with colors. I know we all struggle with colors and things like that. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go from there and see what happens. All right. Now I'm playing around again because I did something and I lost my picture. So anyway, today I'm going to use Mary Merlot, and I picked two color combos. So I've got two cards for you today. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Well, I shouldn't say anything because there are places that got snow again, and it's like we didn't, thank heavens, but it's cold. I'm so glad we did not get snow. That would be a real shocker because a lot of our plants are blooming. We have azaleas. My azaleas are blooming. My hyacinths have been up and are gone. What else? The flowering cherry trees are blooming. It's, the spirea are blooming. There's so many things blooming right now. Daffodils are up that I think if it snowed, it would hurt everything. We're dealing with pollen. Oh my gosh. It was like it rained last weekend and sidewalks and all had piles of yellow pollen, and it rained the other night and now we have more piles of yellow pollen. But at least it's raining every couple of days so that it takes and washes it out of the air because it is rough down here. And I don't know what it was. It wasn't pine a couple of weeks ago, but I think pine have come back in now. So it's just like you go outside and you can see it in the air. But that's okay because I can stay inside and craft, have fun, play in my studio, which I am doing a lot of lately. Hi, Kim. I keep coming up with things that have to get done. I have a list like this again, and I'm slowly crossing it off. And then I have to make another list and it goes down there. So, ooh, well, we haven't had thunderstorms, but we did have rain. So I know that it's moving across the coast. I've seen pictures of people in Connecticut that got snow and someplace else. Oh, it was New York, up in upper New York. So somebody posted a picture and I find it hard to believe. It was in Nevada, one of the big Lake Tahoe or something like that. It's one of the big ski resorts there. It might have been Lake Tahoe. And they were saying that they have so much, it's piled up and there are people standing. Here's the road, the people are here and the snow is up here. So it's like they've got a path through it. I was going, I don't know if I believe that or not, but who knows with all the snow we've gotten. All right, do you have your beverage of choice? Are you ready for me to get started? Because I'm ready to show you some ideas. So let me get one more drink and move this out of the way, because if I don't, it will end up turned over and ruin my projects. I've done it before. That's why if I have anything, I move it way away. So I have to go over there to get it, not where I'm working. All right, I'm going to move my camera in and kind of finagle it a little bit. Hey, Carol. And I'm going to place this spotlight. There we go. All right. There we go. Much better. All right. As I said, today I chose Mary Merlot, and my first combination is Mary Merlot, Pear Pizzazz, and Flirty Flamingo. And I decided to use very vanilla, not white, which I usually do. So I'm going to move those out of the way, and I'm going to grab my piece of vanilla, and this is like 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. And I am using, which if I can find, here it is, the Hand Pen Petals stamp set. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up. Now, this is what happens to your photopolymer if you use StazOn. I used it in a class, and consequently, it's permanently stained. If you use StazOn and wash it up really quick, you're okay. But when you're using it in a class and everybody's using it, it doesn't quite work that way. And I hope that this stamps in the middle. Yes, there we go. So the colors are going to be a little different, but that's okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Mary Merlot, and I pulled in the stamps to color this in to show you that some of your stamps can be used. There we go. It didn't look like it was inked up, and it may not have been. Or some stamps have their two-step stamping, and they're great. All right, so I've got my image there, and I'm going to put this away till the next card anyway. Now I'm going to pull in my Flirty Flamingo. And there is a stamp set. The bigger stamp in there doesn't match this as well as the middle-sized one. So I use the middle-sized one to kind of color this in. Turned it. So we've got that. And then I'm going to do my leaves in Pear Pizzazz. All right. And I have 2 size leaves. I'm grabbing a piece of scrap paper. This one up here, I do with the small leaf. And I block off the top so that it doesn't go up into the flower. And then I use the big one for the rest of them. So I'm turning it so I can see it a little better to get it lined up. I don't often use vanilla for a base, but I decided, let's give this one a try, just for something different. All right, so I have I'll move these out of the way so I don't use them again. I have my pieces done, or my stamping done, and this could actually be cut down some. I kind of measured it on my mat, so I'm going to cut this down just a little bit because it's way too big. So I'm going to go with here. And we'll see what size it ends up to be. And what I'm doing is there's a line right here, and I'm putting the farthest point of the stamped image at that line. So that'll give me a little bit of a border all the way around, and it'll be even. Wow, I did have a lot, more than I needed. Obviously, I didn't measure very well. All right, so this one turns out to be 2 15/16 by 3 1/8. So 3 1/8, I'm going to go up to here, which would be, no, 3 1/16. So this is going to be 3 3/16. And then the other measurement was 2 and something, 2 and 15/16. All right, which I just did. No. All right, 2 and 15/16. So it'd be 3 and 1/16. Hopefully this works. Yes. I just have to put it on right. It was like, holy cow. All right. So then this is going to go on here with a slight border all the way around. Got everything coming at me. All right. And there it comes. It's going to say it might be clogged. And it still might be. All right, I'm going to go in the middle and push hard. All right. I need to clean this out a little. I use it frequently, but it doesn't always, it's easy to clean out. I just run in, excuse me, put it in a thing of hot water for a little bit. All right, so I've got that. Now, here's my card base. And I went with Very Vanilla. And I kind of like Merlot with vanilla. I'm not too certain about the other colors, but that's all right. All right, now I wanted to pull in some of the Flirty Flamingo. In the hand pen petals, they have this scallop die, makes a great border. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my card, and then I'll put this on top. And I might stamp, are there any speckles in that? No. But my other stamp set I'm using is Season of Chic, and there are speckles in there. So let me grab my speckles out of there. There they are. And I'll use those to add some interest. I think I'm going to use Mary Merlot. Now, let me remove this, get it out of my way, and I'm going to pull in a scrap paper because I will be stamping off. And I think, all right, so I'm just going to go around the edge. I think my pad needs to be re-inked, but I'm kind of waiting to see if this one makes the cut for the color refresh. I will tell you, I did not see it on the page. I don't know if you guys have checked out the clearance, no, the online exclusive page. Over to the left-hand side are color circles. And I think those are the new colors. And if that's the case, Mary Merlot is not there. So I'm kind of waiting. It also looks like it might have some stuff on the top. I found out, and I wasn't happy when I found out, that if you see things kind of growing on it, it's the ink, the foaming agent in our pads is crystallizing the ink, which I don't like. So it's like, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this down here. Yes. And they say to get rid of it, I love Merlot, Carol, but this is way too light, so it should be darker. But they say what you do is you take your pad and you run it under cool water. All right, come on. Until it's the ink's all out of it. and then you re-ink it. Well, I didn't pay all that money to wash that ink down the drain. So I will not be doing that with my pads. I've seriously thought about using, I'm gonna use my yucky scissors to cut this off. I cut it bigger on purpose so it would go side to side. Using like uninked pads or Stampin' Spots and making my own. Because now I may have to come back later and I will add some glue when my glue comes out better. Making my own stamp pad, because then I don't have to worry about anything growing on it, because I don't think the foaming agent is in the re-inker, but I could be wrong. But I know that people were talking about it in one of the Stampin' Up! Groups I'm in, and they were saying that the culprits, the main culprits are your reds, Mango Melody, which I have 2 circles and a third one starting on my Mango Melody. And then there was another color. Oh, Mossy Meadow, which I replaced my Blackberry Bliss in Mossy Meadow. And Blackberry Bliss is not in that list of stamp sets on that clearance or the online exclusive page. And I just replaced both Mossy Meadow and Blackberry Bliss last month. So I'm not a happy camper if that one retires. So, but I just figured I'll wait and see. All right. I'm holding off because I'm thinking, should I put something across here? No, I'm not. I'm gonna go find some gems. All right, so there's the layout and the color combo. I'm gonna see if these are the loose dots that nobody can get anymore. They're sold out, which makes me mad because I was going to use it in class and then I had to change. Let's see what the pink looks like on there. Is it close enough? No, that's yellow. That's not pink. Ooh, I think it's going to work. So I'm going to use those. I'm looking for another small one. There we go. Oh, there's the one I took out to begin with. Thanks, Kim. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm just playing with color, but I wanted to give you guys some other ideas for colors. Let me see. Now, I need a dot of glue there, and dot of glue here and there. Now, where's my take your pick tool? I broke down and got one. My other one that I had ran out of putty, and it was from Silhouette. So there. All right. So there's card 1. All right, now I'm going to move that one over there. Let's do card 2. And I have, let's see, I'm using Mary Merlot. I used a white card base this time. I'm going to put my base together. Um, right. And this time I'm using Mary Merlot, Sahara Sand, and Mint Macaron. So the first thing I did was I cut a panel of Sahara Sand, like so. Oh, I almost threw my embossing folder in the trash. And let's see. How did I do this? I'm looking at my words, all right, to see. All right, it goes on like this. This one's going to be landscape too. So let me put this together and we'll add it to our card base. I always, with that time-worn type embossing folder, there are words on it, and there's one at the top that's usually my go-to word, but I don't think I embossed it correctly. It's got we and no there, and there's harvest. So I look for those, and that's why I know it's right side up. Ah, thanks, Barb. So sometimes I like a lot of white space, and sometimes it just needs something. And if this is really busy in here, I don't worry about that. But it wasn't that busy, so. All right. And you can use any splatter. I don't think we have enough splatters, but there's so many that do have splatters in them. I have to go looking. All right, I'm going to put this on here like so. All right, now. Okay, let me look at my, I'm looking at my words here to see. Sometimes you can find a letter. I can't. Looks like that says and it does. So it goes on that way. All right, let me put this on the back. Now it flows. Oh. All right, and I'm going to center it as best I can. So there's that. Now, I wasn't going to do this, and then when I did it, I went, no, I have to, and I've got still pieces. I pulled out the die that's in the Season of Chic dies. I don't know what they're called, season dies or something like that, but it's this piece. And I'm going to add this piece down the side. And I didn't do the whole thing. I did a piece because I'm going to cut this down, but I don't want to cut it down until I do my flowers. So I am using the flower from the stamp set, and I'm using Mary Merlot. I'm going to pull in my scrap paper because I'm going to do some off stamping. I want a lighter color. As you can see, this is really light. Now I'm going to do 3. All right, so I've got my 3 flowers that are light. Now I'm going to do my outline. And let me figure out how this goes. Nope. Let's see, does it go this way? Yes. There's a flat side. So there's 2 flat sides on the stamp. So I find the one that it goes with, and that's how I stamp it. There. This one is down here. And then you just look for that same side. Oh, that one's way off. Messed that one up. Nope, I think it's this other one over here, this side, because it's got this little piece sticking out. That one's way off. Goodness gracious, am I in bad shape today? All right, well, that's all right. I'm going to cut it. We're going to go with it. So let me get my die, which is, I thought I'd pulled it out, but I'm not seeing it. And I don't know. Let me get my dies. I thought I pulled my dies, that die out, and I didn't. All right, it's called sheep dies. All right. And I need that outline. It's the shell. There's the flower. Did you know you can use this as a stencil? I have done it. It's fun. All right, I got to cut these out. Now this is going to be interesting because some of the pieces won't have the flower all the way around. I should have stamped it the other way. All right, so what you should have stamped is the, of course, now I got to figure out how the die goes on. You should have stamped the outline first. All right, hold on. Can't see. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Not it. Not it. Okay. This one goes in, so maybe it's this way. No. Let's try this one. No. Oh my goodness. There's one left. I do not know why this isn't working. All right, not that. I'm working with another dimple, so to speak. Might be that one. There it is. I have never had so much trouble. No, it's not, because look, that piece. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh. Good idea, Carol. I may need to do that. Goodness. I had could not imagine I would have that much issue. I think the fact that it didn't, the outline didn't line up well, didn't help. So usually I can do it right away, but this one, I think the outline was off, so it was throwing me off. All right. There's one, and as you can see, it's not exactly perfect, but I'll make it work. I can hide it. Right, let's see about this one. Oh, this one's lining up much better. My die may have slipped some, but who knows? Right. There's my next one. And I got to be very careful about taking this off. There we go. And I think this is going to need some gems. I usually try to do this ahead of time, but it doesn't always work in my favor, which this morning wasn't. I was running around pretty crazy trying to get things done. Okay. All right. Finally. All right, now let's see how much. Well, for one thing, I want this side jagged. So where are my scissors? There they are, hidden. All right, so I'm going to leave that, cut that, leave that piece. I'm just randomly chopping it. Just again, to give it some interest. Cut both of those off. And I'm going to leave these. If I need to go back and cut some more, move those to the side. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this out. So it's an open there. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know what this is going to look like, guys. So we'll see. But this is going to go on over here. And I know you can use the adhesive sheets, but I did not think about it and did not have time. So I just cut it ahead of time, and I'm just going to put dots of glue in key spots. It's not going to really matter because the flowers are going to be on top, so they'll kind of hold it in place. So this is just to get it down. You know what? I'm going to move it over some because I'm going to put my flowers on the side. Now I'm going to put a block on top of this to hold it in place and for that glue to grab while I put my dimensionals on the back of my flowers. Since I wanted the green, and this set really doesn't have leaves that go with the flowers, I decided to use that die cut and to mimic the leaves, so to speak. So it gives it the green and the impression of leaves. All right, now I'm going to add my pieces here. I need to cut some more. I've got dimensionals all over the place. My studio is upstairs, and I will sometimes go downstairs and I'll look around, and there are backings for glue dots all over the place. And it's like, how did they get down here? Well, they are hitchhikers. They follow me. I don't know if they get on my shoes. Sometimes they get on my clothes. All right, let's see. That put away. All right. Where's the one that's really way off? All right, I'm going to put this one here. All right. Hold on, I got to go up higher. I got to think of it. And this one, I'm going to put down here. And this one, I'm going to put in here. Now, let me go get some gems. I think I'll put, I think it needs some brightness. So I'm going to use these. Now, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to show you a snitch. I'm going to show you a hint that one of my ladies did in my class the other day. She has a hard time getting it off. So what she does is she pushes it to the edge and then places it where she wants. And it slides off really easy then. So if you or others are struggling, this is a great way to use it because it just comes off and then you stick it in place. I sometimes even have a hard time. Some of these don't want to come off. They want to just slide across the plastic. So slide it across the plastic till it gets to where you want. And then you've got it. And now it needs something. Now I don't have any Mary Merlot ribbon, I don't think. Do we have any Mary Merlot ribbon? I don't think we do. What does it need, guys? Help me out. I could put a sentiment over there. What about thanks? That's a nice big thing. I have all these pieces in here that I've cut, but I haven't used, and I keep saving them. And it's like, I will use them. Sooner or later, they'll get used. I just leave them in there. All right. Let me have, do I have one in the other room? I'm looking for my long one. I never have enough of this size. I go through phases where it's like, okay, I need more of these. And so I order them, and then another one pops up. Now I have a whole thing over here of stamps, and I have two of these. One of mine, I know a couple of mine are set on blocks because of classes, and I just haven't used them yet. I'm looking for a scrap piece of white. Normally I have some here, but no, I don't this time. So let me get scrap, and I'm going to stamp it in the Mary Merlot, and then I'm going to fussy cut around it. All right. All right, now. Doesn't matter if it's straight since I'm going to cut around it. I think this will work. It's big. All right. Man, if you could see my area when I'm finished with these lives. I got stuff everywhere. All right, I'm just gonna quickly cut around the word. I do pretty good with this. Where I run into trouble is with the pieces hanging off. So. Okay. Let me keep going here, almost. Here we go, almost. And then just make sure your corners are rounded. Like, see, that one's a little wonky, so I just kind of lightly trim it. All right. And everything fell on the floor. Now I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this and add it to this card, and it's done. And I've given you two ideas for colors using Mary Merlot. So which color is your favorite? The one with, oops, something's hitchhiking. The one with Flirty Flamingo or the one with Sahara Sand? There we go. That looks better. All right, there we go. So which is your favorite? Flirty Flamingo, Sahara Sand. Some ideas for you. And then I hope next week when I put up my two colors, you'll choose a color so that I can come up with something. I'll try and remember to do it earlier so that it's got the whole time. And the first one, okay? So Carol likes the first one better. How about the rest of you? What is your favorite? I kind of like this one. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the texture on it. So it's just a couple of, okay. Flirty Flamingo seems to be the best or the favorite so far. So there you go. All right, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to change the spotlight. Oh, okay, hold on. I don't know why it does that. If I hit anything, oh, I know why. Let's see. The spotlight is, there we go. I switched it out. I hit the wrong button and it said stop video, and I very quickly changed out. Seems to be, this is the popular one. Let me get this out of my face. The Flirty Flamingo seems to be the favorite. So, well, I hope I gave you some ideas for these colors and give it a try. Come up with your own color combo, share it with me. Now, don't forget, I'm going to put on my, as a post on here, I won't do it till Monday, the two colors to choose from for next week. Tell me which one's your favorite. Just leave a comment and say the color. You don't have to leave anything else, color name. And that'll be the color that I use for some color ideas for next week. You guys have a great weekend. I will be live Wednesday at noon on YouTube with a lunchtime card with Robbie. So join me there. And then I will be back next Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. Love to see you. And make sure you say hello when you come in so that I know you're here. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.